Today we're in the test kitchen sharing our essential grocery list.
And these are a few items that we feel like we can't live without.
Maybe I could live without one or two of them, but they're the things that I turn to time and time again.
These are so good.
Can't live with it, can't live without it, all right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
I'm looking for snacks, I'm looking for a bev, I'm looking for produce, and I'm looking for proteins.
I think it does reveal so much about them, something about their background or just how they like cooking day to day.
These are some of our favorite things that we buy week to week. Let's check them out.
I would say this sort of encompasses the flavors and spices that I sort of use to elevate a dish, enhance flavor, sweeter, spicier, or just like get more out of flavors that I already know that I'm going to use throughout the week. Scotch bonnets, very prevalent in Caribbean cooking, in Jamaica specifically. The pepper itself is not only spicy, but you'll find that it also has this sort of like floral, this sort of like fruitiness to it too. And so it makes it different than just like your average chili to me, because I feel like it, just like creates a more complex spice relationship. Cabbage is nice because you can treat it raw and you can also cook it down, and the flavor differences are great. You can put a lot of seasoning on it. It can take a lot of spice. It's one of those culinary staples, even in my own sort of like family traditions, that are kind of like, you find it everywhere, and that's why it's great. Shrimp is one of those all-purpose ingredients for me too. I see ceviche, I see the shells being used for stock. I see it being, because it's so briny, I see it as even like a salty additive to other dishes. I really like labna because if you're a yogurt fan, I feel like it's a really easy and simple next step on your flavor journey. But the cool thing about this that makes it different from using like a full-fat yogurt is that it's strained more, so there's less liquid, so it feels more like a yogurt cheese than just a plain yogurt. This with like a really great like pepper spread, or this with hummus on the side, like it's just like a really easy way to entertain and feel like you have a finished product that doesn't take a ton of work. And then you can use it for all the things you'd probably use a yogurt for. The Urfa Bieber, the cousin of Justin. So there's an air of sweetness to it, but it also has this sort of like smoky and leathery tone. It has a really well-rounded spice to it. And it's great for putting into different marinades and seasonings, but it's also great for finishing a dish because it's delicious on its own. A little sprinkle of chili. This on pizza would probably be really delicious too. Kind of smells like an old man too. It's like got this very like mature quality to it. This chili is gonna pay for dinner. Coconut aminos. So basically it's coconut sap, so it has a sweetness to it and a little bit of saltiness too. So it kind of functions like soy does, but it also has this like really beautiful coconutty moment that happens too when you eat it. So yeah, this is yuzu kosho. You have yuzu kosho that's made with the skin of yuzu, so the peel pressed into red chili. Sometimes you have a red yuzu kosho, sometimes you have a green. It packs a lot of zest, umami, and spice, so you kind of get the benefit of having like a little condiment if you ever want to season something. I'll use it for shrimp or squid, cuttlefish, if I'm ever doing something like a ceviche, just to give it that extra layer of brightness and heat. Guava paste, all this guava fruit that basically just condensed down into something that's like a concentrated jelly. And the cool thing about the guava is you can leave it as a solid, and you can actually use it as like a dessert or for confection. You can cook it down and use it to sweeten things, so it can become a syrup. It's just really flexible too, and that's the thing about ingredients. You want to make sure you're choosing things, at least for me, that like are gonna last a long time and can be applied to many different dishes. So everyone has their like comfort food. Like if I'm watching like Netflix or whatever show, I'm gonna have like candy next to me. It's basically like the gummy bear is my support animal. So we have butcher's twine, and we have a little tea satchel moment as well. Obviously, yes, making tea, but also they're great for herbs, making sure that there's nothing floating in your clear consomme or broth or stock or whatever. This for stringing up dry herbs, to tying up chicken, to pork loin, all those things. Like this is really about like how I think about enhancing flavor and making my job easier at the same time. Things that are hearty and sturdy, things that are gonna last in your refrigerator. Very condiment driven, very spice driven, and a little bit of sweetness, because who doesn't love a treat?
I wish I could say I was like some like amazing shopper. I'm not. I'm terrible. I literally need to wander around the supermarket 3 times by myself. And like even then I'll walk out and be like, I didn't get bread, you know? Siggy's, I'm a firm believer in full fat dairy. I think this is just an all around great yogurt. Sometimes I will thin it out and use it as a sauce. I will put spoonfuls of it into marinades. I will do literally everything with it. When we run out of yogurt, it is literally a borderline crisis. This is key. Radicchio. Radicchio has so much character to it. It's got bitterness, it's got crunch, and it'll last for weeks in your fridge. So sesame seeds are a great finisher. It just brings a little bit of extra character, maybe like kind of jazz up something that might otherwise be a bit lackluster. Chili crisp in all of its forms. As much as it's about heat and flavor, it's about texture. And this is one of those things, it's like an utterly transformative ingredient. You know, a tiny spoonful of this in a stir fry, a tiny spoonful of this in a soup just to finish it. This coffee is very special to me. I met the owners of Leone in Vancouver. Everything that they have is very special and different. I'm the only one at home who drinks coffee. So I just make one pour over in my Hario V60 and it just sets me up for a great day. So this is a soft ripened cheese that is aged, wrapped in a little strip of birch wood, which gives this wild character to the cheese, a complexity, a depth, kind of like toasty, sort of forest floor depth to it. It might sound a little bit crazy, but it's really not. Yeah, you need a fibrous bread with a lot of whole grain in it. It also, like, frankly, like raisins, nuts, all of it, bring it on. It's all fair game. This with some nut butter on it, and it's like really quite an intense snack. And it just helps me make that bridge between breakfast and lunch. As an adult, I've really come to appreciate almond butter. It's nutty, rich. It like makes me feel satisfied. It keeps me going. Annie's to me is pretty much a perfect food. And you know, when all else fails, when you've run out of ideas, when you just can't face it anymore, a box of this, or maybe 20, you know, in your cabinet is just so helpful. There are so many condiments that I turn to time and time again, but oyster sauce to me tends to be an undersung hero. Oyster sauce, you know, has actual like kind of extractives from oysters. What I think is really like transformative about it is how it functions in stir fries and how it functions with vegetables. It's kind of just literally flooring how much it'll bring to the table. I think grocery shopping can easily veer into the territory of just feeling like a chore, just changing things up, trying something new, going with something a little bit less expected, can do a lot to restore a little bit more of that kind of spark to the process.
I love shopping seasonally. If you ever go to the grocery store and you notice you see something that is not always there, like that's how you know, hey, the seasons are changing. The earth is now providing us with different vegetables, different fruits, even sometimes different proteins you can't get throughout the year. Oatly oat milk original blue box. This is my jam right here. I love oat milk. I think this is probably the best milk substitute that has ever existed. Oat milk is so creamy, it's luscious, it's velvety, it's giving more body than a nut milk would, and it's just giving more body than even regular milk to me at this point. It's that good. Now, okay, butter. I live by Kerrygold butter. Unsalted or salted, I love them. The cows, they're grass-fed, and you can definitely tell by what they're eating, it's gonna affect what we're eating. So actually, speaking of that, these happy eggs are the perfect example of what I mean by that. I usually have to go to farmers markets to find heritage eggs like these that are actually like real eggs that the chickens are kind of just like living their best life and producing a beautiful egg like this. And just like the yolk on that is just, that's just the best. I get like these orange fluffy clouds, and it's so freaking good. Listen, this is Kewpie mayo. If you don't know, now you know. This is mayonnaise's sexy sister. Kewpie mayo is richer, it's more decadent, there's a different mouthfeel to it. Baby carrots, why do I have baby carrots? Am I a child? Am I packing my child lunch? No, I don't have any children. I use baby carrots strictly for snacking purposes. If I was to cook something with carrots, I would use an adult carrot, you know, a full-grown carrot with the carrot top on and everything. I used to snack on carrots when I was younger, and I would like eat 2 of these bags in a day when I was in middle school. The flavor is just there. I don't know how to explain it. I've been addicted to baby carrots for a very long time. So good. We get the best mushrooms around this time of year. I use mushrooms a lot. These are oyster mushrooms. Mushrooms are amazing. They have a meaty texture. They're earthy and they're umami. Yeah, mushrooms are definitely always in my fridge. I love mushrooms. They add a meaty texture. When I don't necessarily feel like eating meat, I'll eat mushrooms. When it comes to shopping seasonally, like right now we have lots of great chicories, and chicories are just a bitter green. You can put them in salads, you can grill them. Chicories sometimes look like radicchio, endive, frisee. This right here is Castle Franco, and they come in different shapes and sizes. You can take them and transform them into something that you can literally do to like an iceberg lettuce. No shade to iceberg lettuce, but I'm here for seasonal ingredients. Usually week to week I'm shopping for mainly seafood. I feel like halibut is one of those kind of like underrated fishes. I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily eat halibut, but halibut with the skin on is one of my favorite fishes out there. Halibut is a very light fish. If you were to use it raw, like in a crudo, like it could take lots of seasoning. Even in marinades and sauces, I feel like halibut's one of those fishes that kind of just like absorb it. There's not a fishy taste to it. So if you're somebody who doesn't really like fishy fish, then halibut would probably be your best bet. Hot and spicy Cheez-Its. If I was a Cheez-It, I would be this. And you just want to eat the whole box and you can't stop eating them. Like, the best for last, hey? When I tell you, LaCroix, I don't know, but you do it very, very well. I'm addicted and I cannot get enough of it. This is on my rotation all the time. Oh, I'm thirsty. So thirsty right now. It's so freaking good. So this is it. This is me. Now you know everything about me. Say that we're friends now because I've literally walked you through what it looks like to go grocery shopping with me.
It's all of my best friends in one place. I love grocery shopping. It's one of my favorite things in the whole world to do. Like, these 3 are like a little trio to me. It's like, these are gherkins or cornichons, like mini little pickle babies. They're perfect. And I always have whole grain and Dijon in my kitchen at all times, but the whole grain I think is a little bit more versatile. And then this is my favorite cheese. This is a perfect cheese because it can be like snacky, casual, but if you like slice it up and put it on a cheese plate for like a fancy party, it works well there too. I love herbs, and dill is my favorite. I love it with pasta. I love it on salads. I love it over roasted vegetables. I love it with potatoes. Fennel is, I think, my favorite vegetable. It's like a very well-rounded vegetable because you've got the like bulk of your salad here and you've got the garnish for your salad above, and you get that like anisey flavor from both. Lacinato, king of kale. To me, the only kale. It's just like a little bit more interesting than curly kale. Yeah, great, love it. Lemons, what to say about lemons? Perfect, good for everything. Should always have. A squeeze of lemon never hurt. A grate of the lemon zest never hurt. This is a box of farro, which I love so much. Is equally good hot or cold, as like a small element in something larger, like over roasted vegetables, or as the main component in a grain salad. And beans. I love a canned bean. I'm like a canned bean aficionado, especially white beans and chickpeas. Always have them around because they can be so many things. Snacks! Okay, I don't cook a lot of meat at home. However, this is an epic chicken sriracha bar. It's like, they're these like meat bars, right? It's like jerky kind of. If I eat a granola bar, I just want to eat a sandwich 10 minutes later. But if I eat this, I'm happy. I'm a big potato chip gal. to me, this is the pinnacle because it's also sweet. Like the Korean barbecue vibes have like the sugar in the marinade or whatever. And they're sweet and spicy and complex. These kind of are central and fundamental and help illustrate like what's a driving force for me in my home cooking. I think essentially this is what I will have in my kitchen all the time.
This is making me very happy. So these are chips that are very popular in Taiwan, and I'm so glad that they are now available in the States. They're called Lonely God vegetable flavor twists. They're savory, they're crunchy. Happy as a god. Thai basil is very important herb for me. It has a very grassy, fresh, kind of licorice flavor to it. One of my favorite way and one of the most like easy way to use it in your cooking is to make omelet with it. You can just like have omelet with this herb. We have our taro. Taro is a very versatile vegetable. You can use it in a lot of savory dishes. You can like have it in your soup, in your hot pot, or even make it into the dessert. And that's why I like to keep them on hand at all times. Mochi is probably the one thing that most people are familiar with that's made with gluten or rice, but there are a lot of different dishes, sweet and savory, that's made with it. It's difficult for me to find a perfect English word to describe the texture that gluten rice has. It's this like bite. It has some resistance to it, and it's very satisfying. Okay, next we have the pork flosses. You take a slab of pork and you marinate it, season it, and then you just like keep like stir frying them until the meat fiber like kind of isolates out. It smells very intensively savory. It can be a topping on my sandwich or even on my salad. That's a fun one. Yeah, there are a lot of fun ways to eat them, or sometimes I just snack on them. These are Taisan sweet congee. Is kind of a snack for me, or like a tiny meal when I have little time to eat. Just because it's filling, it's with rice and oats and like beans and some peanuts, longan. It has a very subtle sweetness, just like texture from all the grains and beans. So I think it's a nice like light snack. I love dry mushrooms in general, especially these ones. These are dried shiitake mushrooms. They are usually a very key important to bring that like very savory umami flavor into your dishes. And because they are dry, so they don't go bad. So it allows me to have mushrooms around me without worrying if I'm using the fresh ingredients. Next one, we have white pepper. The biggest difference from black pepper is that they are fermented. So it explains why they have such distinct kind of funky flavor to it. I use it a lot, especially when I'm making Taiwanese or Chinese or Japanese cuisines. This is, well, it's translation, it's like sliced noodles. It has a handmade texture, so it's like not entirely smooth, so it can like kind of grab more of the sauce or broth that you're having it with. Let's talk about these tofu. So this is firm tofu, which I cook with a lot. It's just something that's really versatile. You can like stir fry them, you can have them in soups. These are these are black sugar boba milk ice cream bars. This one is a little melted, but it still smells really good. Black sugar, if you've never had it before, I would say it's very deep. It tastes dark. It has this molassesy flavor. Yes, it's true that you have a separate stomach for just desserts and sweet, and this will always have a place in my sweet stomach. The food I crave for, they're with like very complex texture and flavors, and it's really hard to find substitutes for them. And that's why I like to have them with me at all times.
So here's a collection of a few things that I consider to be staples in the kitchen. You know, it's an ongoing rotation of stuff, but I find these coming back. I use them quite often. Oyster crackers, all right? I used to get in trouble for eating sleeves of like saltine crackers when I was little. They're just special. They're like a saltine cracker that are in this little weird kind of, I mean, I think we all know what they are, but like in this little weird salty kind of, they're perfect. I mix them with goldfish and I put them in my little cup with my kids' lunch. And they love them. So we got a little Haiga rice, okay? And that's like a semi-polished rice where it still has a little bit of the germ on there. It cooks wonderfully. It's got a beautiful kind of tooth bite to it. Rice for life. Rice is life. And then next, we got little medjool dates. And these things are like nature's candy. You're gonna braise up some red meat, throw a couple dates in there, let it just melt down and add a nice little sweetness to it. And they're just a great snack too. They're just wonderful. They have a really good caramelly flavor to them. In my opinion, more perfect food. And then next, mustard greens. To me, it's just a workhorse, a staple of a green. But you know, it's spicy out raw. It's great in a salad, kind of burns your nose, tear it up. You can sweat it down. You know, in a saute, you can stew it. Very easy to use, very delicious, very good for you. Eat as many greens as you can. All right, and then we'll go right into the shoyu, all right? Or as some folks, the soy sauce. But it's a shoyu. Put it in everything, from vinaigrettes, stews, seasoning. So shoyu. Put it on everything. Put it in your marinades. Put it in your mouth. Just eat it. And then fat. We were talking about fat. Eat good fat. I don't care what kind of fat it is. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh my God, how do they do it? So it's basically like the butter that they render out. And it has this like, especially this brand, they do such a great job. It has this like nutty, full flavor. It's just like a cooking fat, like I was talking about. There's a higher smoke point. You can get to a higher temperature for searing and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just phenomenal. So I would recommend having both. Butter and ghee, never run out. And next we got everyone's favorite, and if it's not, it should be, is Parmesan, all right, the real stuff. And it's, you know, the king of cheese, and I didn't coin that, but you know, it's certainly what it is. It's versatile, it's delicious. It better be on a cheese plate when in your holidays if you're taking it serious. And I mean, it's, you know, the classic pasta. I put it on all kinds of stuff. It's great on different toasts. I don't care what the Italians say. Sometimes I put it on fish, and it's just delightful. Next, we got frozen blueberries, all right? For me personally, I mean, they're great. I make smoothies. Great little snack. Good for the kids. Good for me. Good for everyone. Frozen blueberries. And then, yeah, a little half and half, okay? I like coffee every morning. It just does a nice creamy kindness. Making a little stew or a little tomato sauce or something sometimes, you know, it's just add a couple tablespoons of cream into it. You know, it really kind of rounds things out, changes the texture, gives it a really nice velvety consistency. Oh, here we go. Lamb shanks, okay? Any shank, any kind of like gelatinousy bone-in meat like that. The actual protein itself is some of my favorites to cook with, whether it's braising or smoking. Bone-in meats like this, I feel like that's like, you know, grandma's secret weapon since like, I don't know, cavemen days. So those are my kind of little grocery store essentials. I hope you guys can get into them, share some, cook with them, and I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Really is a story of like how I eat at home, but also, you know, when we do cook up and like have people over, we have things already ready to go that we can make food out of. Achiote oil. If you don't want to make your own achiote oil, you buy it. And I usually use this to color stews when I make like pollo guisado or kare kare, stuff like that. This is great to give it color, yeah? Another product is this crab paste and soybean oil. It gives flavor to a lot of things, like a flavor enhancer. Oh. Woo! It's super funky. It's really for people that like that, you know, funk. Especially like I have like old rice and like old vegetables. I don't have any protein at the crib. I make a fried rice with this. I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? Next one is this joint right here. This is the Nora Kitchen sinigang mix. Most people use it to make sinigang, which is a tamarind-based soup, kind of a sour soup with beef, shrimp sometimes, or like salmon head. I use it sometimes to flavor my meat, you know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of MSG in this bitch, like a mad MSG. My pork shoulder with it, or pork belly, when I roast it in the oven, And it's just an easy fix, man. You know, you can put all the vegetables in there, all this kind of stuff, and then you just add this. You got a meal already. White rice, lit. Tamari, soy sauce. A lot of people have a gluten allergy, and so soy sauce has gluten in it. So I use tamari. It's a gluten-free. It's also mild on the sodium, so I can control how much salt I can put into a dish. Next, this is the heavy-duty vinegar, right? And it also is great for making adobo when you mix these two together. This is made by Filipinos, so it's spicy, like in a vinegar way. Acorn squash is such a great flavor too. It's finished with a little maple syrup, a little honey, chili flakes, lit. That's it. It's a meal. You know what I mean? It's a great vessel. It's a great platform. Corned beef. I am a big avid fan of corned beef hash. So every weekend I go through a whole thing of this.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. This is the hood shit, B.
Yo, it smells like cat food,
Bro,
bro.
son, this is what we do, son. You're a broke college kid. You broke cook. That's what you eat with. Yo, son, I put diced tomatoes in it and some bell peppers and onions. It's lit.
You can doctor that up nice, right?
Yes, and a fried egg on top.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're probably good at some like fried rice or something,
Yes,
huh?
sir. It's versatile. Libby's, corned beef. It's versatile. Always gotta have taco shells in the crib. Easy platform to have. They're a great quick fix, man. You know, if I'm on the way out, I'll go and make a little quick taco. Breakfast tacos, taco night, all type of stuff, man. I go through a lot of rice. I love jasmine rice. It's a lot fluffier. It's longer grain. I usually throw like a star anise in there or cardamom pod just to like get it, you know, extra flavor to it. A little salt and pepper. That's it. That's the way to go. Van Leeuwen honeycomb. I am lactose intolerant, but I still eat ice cream, right? It's salty, it's sweet, and it's super tasty, man. I mean, if you're from New York, you already know Van Leeuwen does the best ice cream. Yes, I am a grandma at heart, right? I love these things. I don't know what it's about. Super nostalgic too, just to eating them and like just remembering like hanging out with my grandma. And it's my go-to snack. As you can see, the products that we have here is like a chef life. You feel me? Like I'm not usually home, but when I do come home and I need something to eat, I have all the things that I need that are versatile. And so this really is a story of like how I eat at home, but also, you know, when we do cook up and like have people over, we have things already ready to go that we can make food out of.